It must be hard being Death. Aside from the constant reaping he has to do, the poor bugger has to put up with sounding like Ian McShane, has to contend with those hard-of-hearing puns every time that he says his name's Death. But now, even worse, he's out on a quest to annul his brother's war crimes of ancient lore in this sequel to 2010's Darksiders. Yes, I know it's been a while since its release, but Darksiders 2 is such a huge game, I wanted to embrace it all before giving my opinion. Not knowing much about its premise in the beginning, I was hesitant to play it, as the original was more or less a God of War game. I'm not too fond of the genre, and with most video games trying to give you carpal tunnel syndrome as an excuse for gameplay nowadays, I didn't really feel like the loss of my opposable digits for the next few days. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Yes, there's still God of War elements in there, but it's just a cooking pot of ideas from all over the place now. You can see influences of Prince of Persia, Shadow of the Colossus, Legend of Zelda, Portal, Devil May Cry, Mass Effect, and hell, even Death himself looks more like Azrael from Soul Reaver. In fact, this is more relevant as a Soul Reaver sequel than a Darksiders one. So while it may take components from other games, it all melds together remarkably well into its own unique title. It's got my hoarding addiction running rife as well, as Death has access to hundreds of weapons that he can collect on his way, either from temples, fallen enemies, or my favourite of all, hidden in treasure chests in the hub world that are just out of reach where you'll need to use your brain to access them. Love those things for some reason, absolutely love them. On the other side, this generosity is also a problem with Borderlands. They give you such good stuff in the field that the majority of the game the shops are all but redundant, so you accumulate a ton of money before the end of the game with just nothing to spend it on. The other issue is, while a game that lasts for 20 plus hours is excellent value for money, keeping the pace of the story became rather drawn out for me, where most of the story amassed to fetch quests of NPCs being dicks to me. Admittedly, this could be because I've only played halfway through the original and didn't really appreciate the expansive canon, but I just gave up and continued for the achievements, really. But in summary, on my own personal opinion, the greatest crime is, if Darksiders 2 was a standalone Japanese game, it would be heralded as a masterpiece and uttered in the same breath as Shadow of the Colossus at all. But since it's a Western sequel to a game that's pretty much connected in story only, it's been criminally overlooked and hasn't done anywhere near as well as it deserved to. It really should have been a standalone title. So if you see Darksiders 2 for sale, pick it up. You could thank me later.